The wait is almost over. The 2027 Chevy Silverado is officially confirmed, bringing fresh styling and a brand new generation of V8 engines. General Motors is making some big moves with its best-selling pickup, and expectations couldn't be much higher. But the question is still there: will those upgrades be enough to challenge the truck that has ruled the segment for decades? The 2027 Ford F-150 is the king of half-tonners, and the battle between these two could be closer than it's been in years. So which one deserves a spot in your driveway? Let's compare the 2027 Chevy Silverado and the 2027 Ford F-150 to see where each truck stands and which one could come out on top. Powertrains. When you're shopping for a full-size pickup, the engine is usually the most important thing you look at. These trucks tow trailers, haul heavy loads, spend long days on job sites, and often become daily drivers at the same time. A big touchscreen is nice, but the powertrain is what makes or breaks the ownership experience. Both the Silverado and the F-150 will offer smaller turbocharged 4- and 6-cylinder options as entry-level configurations, aimed at buyers who want the lowest price or better fuel economy. They get the job done, but that's rarely where the biggest conversations happen. The real showdown starts with the larger units. Chevy is doubling down on what many truck buyers still want most. The 2027 Silverado is introducing an all-new generation of small-block V8 engines, giving it one of its biggest advantages over the outgoing model. Besides improved efficiency, expect more horsepower, more torque, and better towing capability. Ford takes a different route. The legendary 5-liter V8 isn't going anywhere, and it still has a loyal following. Even so, the Blue Oval continues putting most of its effort into the EcoBoost family. Twin-turbo V6 engines have become the backbone of the lineup. The F-150 also keeps another card in its pocket with the Power Boost Hybrid. It delivers plenty of power and useful features like Pro Power on board, turning the truck into a mobile generator for emergency backup power. Still, many old-school truckers continue to favor conventional gasoline engines, so the hybrid remains a niche choice rather than the lineup's biggest attraction. There's another advantage on Chevy's side: the Duramax diesel. As more truck makers move away from oil burners, the 2027 Silverado continues to offer one. It's becoming a rare sight in this segment, but diesel fans know exactly why they want them: strong low-end torque, impressive cruising range, and excellent fuel economy. That still makes the Duramax a very appealing option, and for many buyers, that's enough reason to choose the Silverado over the F-150. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Interior. Pickup truck cabins have changed a lot over the past decade. What used to be simple workspaces are now packed with premium materials, massive displays, and enough tech to rival luxury SUVs. Chevy is making the bigger leap here with the new generation of half-ton pickup. The new Silverado's interior has a much more futuristic feel than before, with a layout that looks like it belongs in a high-end SUV rather than a traditional work truck. Some trims take things even further with features like a passenger display, giving front seat occupants their own screen for entertainment. Chevy introduced a new multi-flex center console with around 25 liters of storage space. It's a practical addition, but Ford deserves credit for getting there first with its interior work surface. Folding the shifter away creates a flat, desk-like workspace that's perfect for signing paperwork, using a laptop, or grabbing lunch between jobs. At the top of the range, both trucks are loaded with premium materials, huge digital displays, advanced driver assistance systems, and just about every comfort feature buyers expect from a modern flagship pickup. The gap that once existed between the Silverado and the F-150 is much smaller now, with Chevy finally bringing an interior that can go head-to-head with its biggest rival. Put simply, the decision comes down to personal taste. The F-150 sticks with a more traditional cabin layout that longtime truckers will recognize immediately. The Silverado moves in a different direction, offering a more futuristic design that feels closer to a premium SUV. Off-road capability. A pickup is no longer only a work machine. Off-road performance has become just as important as towing and hauling. New V8 engines will definitely make the 2027 Silverado a more attractive option. Extra power and torque are always welcome when you're dealing with steep climbs, deep mud, or challenging trails. Chevy's off-road lineup starts with the Z71 package, which is aimed at drivers who want extra capability without going too extreme. For those who regularly push their trucks harder, the ZR2 is the serious option, built for tougher trails, rock crawling, and muddy conditions. Still, even with all the improvements, the Silverado won't be playing in the same league as Ford's most aggressive setups. The Raptor lineup remains the benchmark in the segment, especially the Raptor R with its supercharged V8 engine. That truck is a completely different kind of machine, built around extreme performance rather than simply adding off-road equipment to a regular pickup. General Motors has yet to answer that challenge. The company has a strong foundation with models like the Silverado ZR2, but it doesn't currently have a direct rival for the Raptor R or the Ram TRX. Leaving this high-performance realm without a serious competitor disappoints fans, while many enthusiasts see it as a missed opportunity for GM to prove it can compete at the highest level. Reliability. This is the area where Ford has built one of its biggest advantages in the market. For many half-ton truck owners, reliability matters more than having the biggest screen, the most horsepower, or the newest technology. They want a rig that starts every morning, handles daily abuse, and spends as little time as possible sitting in a repair shop. Of course, when you sell hundreds of thousands of trucks every year, some problems are expected to happen. No manufacturer is completely immune. The important thing is whether those problems become repeated flaws that damage confidence. So far, Ford has managed to avoid a major reliability issue that defines the entire F-150 lineup. Silverado, on the other hand, has a different story. The previous generation's dynamic fuel management system became one of the biggest concerns. Problems connected to this technology affected the reputation of the GM trucks and created doubts about long-term durability. The good news for Chevy enthusiasts is that the new generation of engines has a chance to change that conversation. Clean sheet designs, updated technology, and lessons learned from past mistakes could help rebuild trust, but reputation takes time to recover. Even longtime Silverado fans who switched brands because of previous issues may not immediately return. For now, this is the category where the winner is much easier to identify. Verdict. The 2027 Silverado is shaping up to be one of the most important trucks Chevy has introduced in years. The biggest question is whether GM has truly fixed the problems that hurt the truck's reputation. If the answer is yes, the biggest winners will be truck buyers, because they will have another serious option instead of simply choosing the blue oval by default. But Ford isn't standing still. A refreshed F-150 is expected for 2028, meaning some buyers may decide to wait and see what changes are coming next. In this segment, the competition never slows down. The full-size truck battle is entering another interesting chapter, and for the people behind the wheel, more competition can only be a good thing. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.